So the WTA Finals groups have just been announced. We have the Serena Williams group and we have the Steffi Graf group. And man, they are some really interesting matchups that we're going to get in the group stages. Let's go have a look at who got who in each group. So let's have a look at what Sabalenka will have to do over in her group. Of course, being the number one in the world, she will have to play against Gauff, who she has a losing record against 5 wins, 6 losses, and she did lose their last match at the French Open earlier in the year, but on hard courts, she'd probably like her chances. She also gets Pegula, who she did lose to the last time they played in Wuhan, but she has an 8-3 record against, so she's probably going to like her chances there. And then Paolini, who she has a 5-2 record against, and had won their last match, which was in Stuttgart on the clay at the start of the year. So, pretty good group for Sabalenka. She's got to be liking those matchups. Maybe the Gauff match is probably the sketchiest one, but she's got to like that. All right, for Coco Gauff, number 3 in the world, she takes on Sabalenka, of course. She has a winning record against Sabalenka and won their last match, but I think that's a 50-50 on a hard court. Against Pegula, she has a losing record, 3 wins, 4 losses, but she has beaten Pegula recently in Wuhan, and she's level with Paolini at 3 in their head-to-head, but she also won in Wuhan against Paolini, finally breaking a losing streak against her. So, it's not going to be easy for Coco. All matches seem to be about 50-50, but she has won her last encounters against all these players, so that's going to give her some confidence. Having a look at Pegula, and she has a losing record against Sabalenka, 3 wins, 8 losses, but did win in Wuhan in that epic fashion a couple of weeks ago. She has a winning record against Gauff, 4 wins, 3 losses, but lost to her in the final of Wuhan after beating Sabalenka, so we'll see if she can turn that around. She has a winning record against Paolini, 5 wins, 1 loss, but she did lose their last match. That was at the Billie Jean King Cup a couple of months ago, so it's going to be really tough. She's going to have to beat Gauff or Sabalenka to probably qualify along with beating Paolini Pegula, but she can do that. We've seen that she can beat both or all of these players in this group. And Paolini, she has the toughest task. Of course, losing record against Sabalenka, 2 wins, 5 losses, lost their last match in Stuttgart on the clay courts in April. She has a level record against Gauff. That could be an opportunity if she can try and sneak a win there. 3-3, and has been really good against Coco this year, except for their last match where she lost. And then the tough one against Pegula, 1 win, 5 losses, but she did win their last match playing for Italy at the Billie Jean King Cup. So, really, the Gauff match is a must-win, but then she's probably going to have to try and steal a win over Pegula if she is going to qualify. Okay, over to the other group now, and it's Swiatek's group, and it is tough. Number 2 in the world, Swiatek, she will take on Anisimova, who she has a level record against, 1-1. She did play both those matches this year, one at Wimbledon, one at the US Open. She lost the last match at the US Open. Against Rybakina, she's 6 wins, 4 losses, and a win over her in Cincinnati recently. And she has kind of been able to beat Rybakina consistently this year, so that might be a good one for her. And then against Keys, 5 wins, 2 losses. She did win their last match in Madrid, but remember, she got bageled in that match, which was a bit random. So, Keys hasn't played any tennis, so maybe that's a good matchup for Swiatek, but then it's so dangerous because we know how good Keys can be when she's playing well, so not going to be easy for Swiatek with these power hitters. Anisimova, number 4 in the world, of course, has a level record with Swiatek, having won their last match on the hard courts at the US Open. She's never played Rybakina, so that's going to be really fun to see. 2 of the most informed players over the last month or so. Could be really fun, and she's also never played Keys, so that could be really fun as well, because of course Keys, we don't know what to expect, her coming in with no matches, and been injured lately, so that could be really fun as well. But a lot of power hitting between Anisimova, Rybakina, and Keys is going to be really fun to watch. Of course, Rybakina snuck into the WTA Finals after winning enough matches over the last couple of weeks to take that spot from Andreeva. She actually finished at number 6. She has a losing record against Swiatek, 4 wins and 6 losses, but she was winning that rivalry pretty easily for a while there, so she needs to regain that confidence again. She did lose their last match in Cincy. Of course, never played against Anisimova, so that will be really interesting to see the power hitting between those two and the serving. And then against Keys, it's 3-3, having won their last match in Cincinnati this year. So that could be an opportunity there for Rybakina, but I think that Anisimova match is the one that's really going to matter to see who can get the win over who. And then, of course, Keys coming in with no matches since the US Open. We don't know what to expect, but we know what she can do. 2 wins and 5 losses against Swiatek, unfortunately losing their last match, but fortunately 6-love in the first set of that match, so maybe that's some confidence. She's never played an Anisimova before, so that's going to be interesting to see that match for the first time, same as the Rybakina match against Anisimova. Powerful hitting, and then she's 3-all against Rybakina, having lost their last match, which was in Cincinnati. So it's going to be interesting, the power of everybody, and then Swiatek defending against that power. I don't know who's going to get out of this group, but it's going to be really interesting to see how these matchups are. So there it is. It's a pretty wild WTA Finals. It seems like you got Sabalenka in the defenders, and then you got Swiatek in the power hitters. And it's going to be really fun to see these matchups. Of course, some players that have never played before, and Anisimova playing a lot of these ladies for the first time. She's played everybody else, it seems, but she's got drawn 2 players she's never played. So That could be interesting to see how she deals with the pressure. I don't know who's going to win this. I mean, maybe Sabalenka has the best draw or the best group out of the top two players, but then, you know, Coco is capable of beating Sabalenka as well, and maybe she could top the group over there. And of course, the semi-finals, who knows what could happen, because number one of one group plays number two of the other group. If Sabalenka tops her group, does she play Anisimova? Does she play Rybakina? Both of those ladies are very dangerous against Sabalenka, so, you know, I don't think anyone gets out of this alive, and it's going to be really hard to pick a winner. Let me know down in the comments below, though, who do you think's going to win this title, because it feels wide open, and even though Sabalenka might have a better group, the semi-finals might be a nightmare, and Swiatek, she might be able to play herself into form because she's got to play well from the first match onwards. She's playing some real hard hitters, but there it is, WTA Finals. It starts on Saturday, and it is going to be insane.